You know, not about to let my little bro the money out.
I know that.
I love him. And
I know that.
Keep this back. Cause they gonna give him like 200, 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole plan.
NBA YoungBoy has just exposed what he believes is the dark truth behind Birdman's carefully crafted father figure image. Accusing him of quietly exploiting him in a way few people saw coming, beneath the public persona of guidance and loyalty, YoungBoy claims Birdman was running a calculated setup that led to one of the most painful revelations in recent hip-hop history. And the real reason their relationship collapsed is far more disturbing than most expected. What we are about to unpack is not just another rap beef, but a story rooted in manipulation, broken trust, and a young artist finally speaking openly about his experience. Social media has been buzzing over NBA YoungBoy's song Tears of War, where he directly calls out Birdman for allegedly using him. But this goes beyond a diss track. June 9, 2024 marked a turning point when YoungBoy, under house arrest in Utah and fighting federal charges, released a 6-minute confession that sent shockwaves through the culture. This was not about clout or online drama, but about a young man who trusted someone he viewed as a father, only to realize he may have been deceived all along. What makes this even more unsettling is that Birdman has been accused of using the same approach before, most notably with Lil Wayne. Around 2018, YoungBoy was dominating streaming platforms while drowning in legal trouble, leaving Atlantic Records unsure how to manage such a volatile but gifted artist. That was when Birdman stepped in, presenting himself as a savior. In the industry, attention from someone who built Cash Money into a billion-dollar powerhouse is supposed to be a blessing. But Birdman offered more than business. He sold YoungBoy the idea of family, mentorship, and unconditional backing. With a legacy that included shaping Lil Wayne, elevating Drake to superstardom, and helping Nicki Minaj rise to the top, Birdman's promises carried real weight. For a traumatized young artist from Baton Rouge who had endured loss, violence, and a lack of guidance, Birdman's words felt like destiny. YoungBoy believed him when he was told he would be the biggest name in hip-hop. Their collaboration We Poppin' showed chemistry, and the announcement of their joint project From the Bayou in 2018 looked like a symbolic passing of the torch between Louisiana legends. Birdman publicly praised YoungBoy, defended him, and positioned himself as a protector, but behind closed doors, things were not aligning. Lil Wayne had even tried to warn him. On his 2020 track, Multiple Flows, Wayne rapped that he told YoungBoy to watch out for the old head, a line that was far from random. It was a warning born from experience. Wayne's own relationship with Birdman followed the same path, beginning with love, loyalty, and family rhetoric, complete with father-son labels and shared tattoos, before collapsing when money and control came into play. That fallout ended with Wayne suing Birdman and Cash Money Records for $51 million in unpaid royalties, a history that now casts YoungBoy's claims in a far more serious light. The lawsuit exposed a clear pattern of withheld payments, delayed album releases, and promises that were never kept, painting a picture of a relationship where Lil Wayne, who loved Birdman like a father, was allegedly manipulated the entire time, while millions meant for the artist were quietly kept by the man benefiting most from the empire Wayne helped build. This goes beyond one artist's story and points to a broader system built to exploit young talent. According to critics, Birdman's approach follows a familiar formula: identify young artists with raw talent and limited protection, offer them family, mentorship, and loyalty when they are most vulnerable, secure their emotional trust, and then maintain control as financial transparency fades. For years, people in the streets spoke about this pattern, but it was often ignored because Birdman's success stories were impossible to overlook. He did help create superstars, but the question remains, at what cost and who truly gained the most from those relationships? When From the Bayou finally released in December 2021, after repeated delays, many noticed it felt less like a joint effort and more like a YoungBoy solo project carrying Birdman's name. Birdman's actual presence was minimal, yet his credit ensured he was paid off YoungBoy's work. What deepened the controversy was the claim that Birdman effectively acquired YoungBoy from Atlantic Records at no cost. Mike Kaiser from Atlantic reportedly handed YoungBoy over while the rapper was facing serious federal charges, with the label believing his career was finished and choosing to move on. Birdman saw opportunity where others saw risk. In a conversation with DJ Akenix, Birdman openly said he would have paid $10 to $20 million for Young, but Atlantic simply gave him away because they were done with him, calling it cold-blooded business and leaving many to sit with what that really meant.
You know, not about to let my little bro the money out.
I know that.
I love him. And
I know that.
Keep this back. Cause they gonna give him like 200, 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole plan.
While Birdman was telling YoungBoy he loved him like a son, he was celebrating getting him for free as if he had scored a bargain. And that contrast says everything, because family is not how you describe a business win. To Birdman, YoungBoy was a valuable asset, not a son. And as 2022 and 2023 passed, YoungBoy began to see through the image he had been sold. The promises that once sounded comforting started to feel empty. The fatherly support that pulled him in began to feel like control, and the unconditional loyalty he believed in slowly revealed itself as conditional. For anyone who understands the culture, that kind of betrayal cuts deeper than money or street conflict, because this was about trust, loyalty, and chosen family. YoungBoy opened himself up to someone he believed truly cared, only to realize he was another piece being moved in a long-running game. By April 2024, he hit his breaking point after federal agents raided his Utah home, and serious charges followed, while the person who was supposed to stand beside him was nowhere to be found. That moment led to Tears of War, the final track he recorded before his arrest, and what shook people most was not aggression but vulnerability. It was pain, disappointment, and heartbreak laid bare as he rapped about Stunna never really loving him and admitted he should have listened to Lil Wayne. A moment that carried weight because it meant accepting he had ignored a warning from someone who had already lived through the same manipulation. In a culture where admitting you were wrong is seen as weakness, YoungBoy chose honesty, exposing how Birdman allegedly dangled big promises without delivering, crossed personal boundaries, and used emotional leverage to maintain control, echoing the same pattern Wayne had described years earlier. Birdman's response was silence, which spoke loudly, either because the accusations hit too close, or because engaging would only deepen the damage. But this story reaches far beyond two names. It highlights how exploitation operates across the music industry, especially when young artists from difficult backgrounds are targeted by veterans, who know how to position themselves as mentors and protectors. The formula rarely changes. Find talent when it is young and vulnerable, offer guidance or family, earn complete trust, then use that trust while the financial benefits flow upward. This behavior has existed for decades, but now artists can speak directly to fans and expose what happens behind closed doors. YoungBoy doing so was a warning to others to keep people around who can recognize manipulation, even when emotions cloud judgment. The bigger question remains: how many artists experienced the same treatment and never spoke up? How many careers were damaged before they had a chance to grow? And how long the industry will continue to hide exploitation behind the language of mentorship and family, while young talent pays the real price. Now here's the turn nobody expected. By August 2025, YoungBoy and Birdman had patched things up, ending their conflict. And Birdman even showed up alongside YoungBoy on the Make America Slime Again tour. Some people looked at it as a redemption arc, a moment of growth and forgiveness, while others felt it looked like YoungBoy stepping right back into the same pattern that caused him pain to begin with. That reunion brings up real questions that don't have easy answers. Did Birdman truly change, or did he simply say the right things to regain access? Is this an honest second chance, or is it the start of history repeating itself? Only time can answer that. But what's already certain is this: Tears of War exposed a pattern that goes far beyond one fallout. It pulled the curtain back on how the industry often works, and how young artists can be exploited by people they believe they can trust. Whether this reconciliation holds or collapses, that truth is already public and it can't be erased. The bigger question now is what comes next. Will other artists finally speak openly about their own experiences? Will the industry be forced to hold powerful figures accountable for how they treat young talent? Or will this become just another warning that fades away until the next artist gets burned? What do you think about YoungBoy's situation and Birdman's long history? Do you believe this reunion is real, or is YoungBoy risking more pain? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure you're subscribed, because we'll keep breaking down the real stories behind the headlines. The culture deserves the truth, and we're not stopping. Stay solid, and remember, not everyone who calls you family actually has your best interests at heart. Sometimes the people closest to you are the ones playing the hardest. That's the real takeaway from all of this. Peace.